that law enforcement officials have made an arrest this morning tied to the death of Friends star Matthew Perry.
5 people have been charged in connection with the overdose death of actor Matthew Perry. 2 people have been arrested.
Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. We have a compelling story that I have to bring up, and you're going to be a little bit shocked. This is about the Matthew Perry overdose on ketamine. There have been 5 arrests made. 2 doctors, his personal assistant, a woman they call the ketamine queen, and another person. So there's plea deals already in the works. 2 doctors could be getting hammered here, and we're going to get into this case in a way. But this is about drugs. I don't know where you stand on drugs, how you look at drugs. I do have a different view on drugs. My view is just a little bit different. Mine is, hey, listen, let's hold some of the responsibility to the people who do it. I understand manipulation. I understand doctor's orders. I understand all of that. But I also understand when a person wants a drug. And if there's a will to get it, they're going to get it if he's an addict. So I don't know where you stand on that, but we're going to tackle that here today. Let me give you the key arrests in the case right now. This is pretty wild to me. A Dr. Sanja, a Dr. Placencia, a Chavez, a Fleming, and a Iwaza. Now, what is all that? Those are the last names of the 5 people right now that are involved in this investigation and are going to be charged or are charged. 3 already took plea deals. The other 2 look like they're going to trial, and that's the 2 doctors. Let me explain what happened. First of all, Chavez, who faces up to 10 years in prison after agreeing to plead guilty to conspiracy to distribute ketamine. That's what his charge is. Now, let's face it, the only reason he's getting charged, or any of these people are getting charged, is because Matthew Perry was a famous person who overdosed. It's a shame if they're going to stick to this kind of avenue on attacking the drug issues, then when any Joe Schmo dies out there, more should be done. I don't believe that. I want to get that straight here. I just want to get that straight here. Fleming pled guilty to distributing ketamine that resulted in Perry's death, faces up to 25 years in prison. And Iwasa pled guilty to conspiring to distribute ketamine causing death, faces up to 15 years in prison. He admitted to injecting Perry with ketamine on the day of his death. He is his personal assistant, that guy. The other 2 is a Dr. Placencia and a Dr. Sanja. The 2 doctors at the center of the investigation are facing serious charges. One allegedly sold Perry ketamine at an inflated price and falsified medical records. The inflated price, listen, if you don't think medical costs are inflated, then you're on some other planet. So let's forget that. As far as falsifying medical records, that's serious. That is what will put him away. And he is facing up to 120 years in federal prison if convicted on all counts. Dr. Sanja, who is accused of distributing the ketamine that ultimately killed Perry, faced a possibility of life in prison. Well, they're both life in prison, obviously. That just goes to show you the seriousness of these crimes, guys. We have one person who injected it, the one who gave it to them, the one who made the phone call to get it, and the 2 doctors. Now, ketamine is used as a antidepressant, and it is used in microdosing ketamine. They have what they call ketamine clinics. I know I mess up the saying a little bit, but that's what it is. I've done ketamine. I understand the effect, how it does. It helped me with my PTSD somewhat. So I'm not a big person to do a lot of chemicals to keep doing them. If I do something, whether it's marijuana or something, or acid to dry set, see if I can figure something out for myself. But in this case, we are talking about serious charges. Here is a little bit of a twist to the whole case. There's a deeper investigation going on saying there's other celebrities, other very high-profile people in this circle of people in Hollywood who do it, which is not shocking to me. As I was saying, the network on this case is kind of interesting because it falls in line with what I know. First of all, they used code words. That makes me laugh. okay, let's say, hey, do you want K? What do you think that is? Or do you want the dog? Or whatever kind of code you think you could come up with, believe me, the police know about it, and they can put it together, and they can randomly do that by either getting a text messages or voice messages with these kind of words, and then they can just verify that they are what they are. You know, just by you saying a different word doesn't make it not happening. So that's part of this investigation. It's a very large network of operation too. So I'm wondering how many people are going to get pulled into this net, this big fish net I call it. And I'm wondering, is this fish net really only here because of the election? Because of narcotics and a presidential election going on? You don't hear about this stuff. I actually did a Jubilee show, and the one girl was charged with this, and I disagreed with her getting charged with that, even though her and I didn't really see eye to eye on the show. But I felt for her because I didn't believe she should be charged with that. But there's potentially high-profile individuals. I always think who can be high-profile. In my world, high-profile will be different than maybe somebody who's a 25-year-old or a 22-year-old. So they used encrypted messages, coded language to distribute ketamine, revealing depth and complex of the conspiracy. No, it doesn't. That makes you think you're playing 007 on TV. It's all BS. The distribution in this case is what it is. They're going to get to a source, wherever that is. Now, is that coming across the border? Since this happened in California, I don't know. Where is this happening? I don't know. Ketamine is all over the country. Drugs are all over the country. Fentanyl is all over the country. Is it coming through the border? I don't know, and I'm not here to say any of that. I'm sticking on topic. We're talking about the Perry death. And this is a wide conspiracy, so I hate to see people really caught up in a conspiracy like this because they're really not bad people. Most of these people are just either addicts themselves and got caught up in a bad situation. Looking into this case, I don't want to get away from the fact that Matthew Perry suffered. This guy had an addiction. He had no help from doctors. He's under doctor's care. He has an assistant, a live-in assistant. He has 2 doctors that are giving him this drug that obviously they knew. He spent $55,000 on 20 vials of ketamine. That's an inflated price. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't go out and buy it like that, but I'm guessing that's an inflated price. But you know, let's just touch on the doctors taking advantage of an addicted person's problem. That's what I see here. I see more than anything. Listen, drugs are a choice, but when you have a man who's under doctor's care, and he was clean, he relapsed. He did relapse. And he relapsed, and this happened last year in October of 2023. So he relapsed hard, and he ended up losing his life over it, which I think is very sad. I mean, he had to be injected multiple times. And you know what that says? That's a sign that your veins are collapsing, that they can't get a good vein. And obviously his assistant is not a trained professional or a hematologist or even a doctor or a nurse or someone who does that. All he does is inject it. Obviously, I mean, I inject testosterone in myself, so I get that. And that's just not because I do testosterone. I'm not like that. But that, it just shows you where I believe the fault should be. The fault should be with the professionals. We have some legal outcomes here I have to discuss. These 2 doctors, one's facing life and one's facing 120 years. They go into trial. If they lose trial, they are going away and they're never going to see daylight. Obviously, you have to remember something. When a sentence is given or what people think the sentence should be, that does not mean that's what they're going to get. They're going to have to go through a sentencing hearing and they're going to do all that and find out what their criminal histories are and what the culpability is and everything else. There is a minimum mandatory on crimes like this. These other guys. Now, you know, the ones that really always worry me, and I don't say worry in that kind of way, but these people take plea deals for 25 years. I mean, I don't know how old you are. Larry Lawton would never take a plea deal for 25 years. Larry Lawton would be dead. But to take a plea deal for 15 years, 10 years, I get it. And especially 10 years. You can be out, and depending on the state, if they do a third. A lot of states now are doing 2/3 behind bars. Last third is in home confinement or in a halfway house or a facility like that. But taking plea deals on these cases are rough because once you take a plea deal, you normally give up your rights to appeal. And that's for ineffective assistance of counsel. Usually you could get it back into court. We did that a lot. But this is some serious, serious stuff going on here. And lives are going to be changed. And a lot of lives. It's bad enough that Matthew Perry lost his life. Now other people are going to feel it. And not only those people. Remember something. When I talk crime and I talk victims and I talk even perpetrators, they all have families. They're all fathers, brothers, sons or daughters or whatever. They have loved ones who love them, and they don't look at it like that. I don't judge anybody. You all know that. So I'm not looking at these people who did anything and say, oh, they're evil, the devil, the devil. There are bad people in this world. I've been around them. A lot of you people haven't. I have. I don't see addicts like that. I don't even see dealers like that. Yes, are they opportunistic? Are they people who are trying to make it? Whatever. I don't know their situations. I just don't want to paint anybody as evil. Listen, I'm going to give you my final thoughts, people. My final thoughts are that things are changing. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what level they are for young people. I think people who are young now who get caught up into drugs and might have a rough ride ahead of them, they're getting penalized more than I did maybe when I was younger. And I don't think that's right. I'm not saying to experiment. I'm not trying to tell anybody to do anything. I really am not, people. I just wanted to reflect that there's a lot of lives being affected here. And, this is a tragedy. This is a dead tragedy. There's no winners. Zero. No winners. I have to report on it because I think it's important that people figure that out, what to do next. All right, guys, I'd really like you to comment on this one. I want to know what you think on celebrity addiction or even the arrests of these people and the doctors and the time in this whole case, the Perry case. Please comment. I really want to know what people think. I'm not so stuck on stupid that I won't listen to other people's opinions on things. So I do that. And please like, subscribe, pass this on. I'm trying to be a little bit more calm or normal, Larry. We'll see how that goes. We have a fireside chat coming up. We have a couple other things in the hopper. Stay tuned. Check us out on all our platforms. Please like, subscribe, pass it on. Have a great day. Stay safe.